You ever walk into a hotel bathroom and think, I could genuinely live in this? And then you go home, walk into your own bathroom, and quietly wonder why yours feels so wrong by comparison? After 15 years in interior design, I can tell you exactly why. And here is the part that surprises people. It is almost never about the tile or the paint. It comes down to a handful of specific features most homeowners skip. Features you do not notice you are missing until you experience a bathroom that has them, and then you cannot go back. Here is what all of these have in common. Every single one is cheap to add while work is already happening, and genuinely painful, sometimes impossible, to retrofit later. Wait too long, and the easy becomes the expensive. And stay with me to the end, because the feature people regret skipping more than any other is one that almost everyone leaves out, based on a belief that simply is not true. Let us start with the small things, and work our way up to the ones that change everything. Let us begin in the shower, because that is where most of the daily frustration hides. Start with something that sounds minor and absolutely is not. A handheld shower head. A fixed head does exactly one thing. It points water in one direction. And that is fine, right up until you try to rinse your hair without soaking your whole face, or bathe a dog, or rinse the cleaner off the walls after you have scrubbed the shower. One of you left a comment that said it perfectly. If you do not have a handheld, how are you supposed to rinse the cleaner away? It should be mandatory. And you are right. A fixed head forces you to work around the water. A handheld on a slide bar means the water works around you. I have installed both in hundreds of bathrooms, and the people with a handheld almost never ask to go back. And here is the best part. Many modern systems let you have both. A fixed rainfall head over head for the everyday shower, and a handheld alongside it for when you actually need to aim. While we are in the shower, look at where you keep your shampoo. If it is a wire caddy rusting off the shower head, tilted because a suction cup gave up months ago, there is a much better answer built right into the wall. A recessed niche, tiled into the shower wall, looks intentional, functions perfectly, and never rusts or wobbles. And to take it from practical to stunning, add a small strip of LED lighting inside it. Now that shelf glows softly, and it becomes the detail people notice the second they walk in. It is the shot that makes a bathroom look like a spa. Here is the key. A niche is far easier to add during tile work than people assume. If the shower is being tiled anyway, framing one in is a simple step before the tile goes up. Do it afterward, and it is a full demo and retile. So the rule is simple. If those shower walls are coming off for any reason, get the niche built in before they go back up. Now step over to the vanity, because this is where your morning actually happens. The first thing worth rethinking is the single sink in a shared bathroom. It sounds fine until two people are getting ready at once, sharing 3 feet of counter. A double vanity solves that. 2 sinks, 2 zones, no negotiation. And it shows well at resale because buyers read it as a home designed for real life. But, and this is important, because some of you raised it and you are completely right. A double sink is not for every bathroom. In a smaller space, 2 sinks eat the entire countertop and leave you nowhere to set anything down. One of you pointed out that your contractor actually recommended against it and put in a long single vanity with 1 sink and a wide usable counter instead. That is often the smarter choice. So here's the real advice. If your bathroom has the width, a double vanity is wonderful. If it does not, do not force it. A generous single sink with real counter space beats 2 cramped sinks with none. Whatever vanity you choose, here is a detail that quietly changes the whole room. Put an electrical outlet inside a drawer or the cabinet. Now your hairdryer lives in the drawer, plugged in and ready, and your electric toothbrush charges out of sight. The counter stays completely clear. It costs almost nothing while an electrician is already in the room. To add it later, you are pulling the vanity out and running new wire. The window is now. Now look at the mirror above that vanity, because it does one of the hardest jobs in the house. It gets used first thing in the morning in a room full of steam, under a single harsh overhead light. A flat mirror fails at all of it. It fogs over instantly. The light from above throws shadows exactly where you need to see. A backlit, fog-free mirror fixes all of it in one move. Even flattering light that wraps the face, a heating element that keeps the glass clear, and a soft glow that makes the whole room feel more spa-like without touching a single tile. It usually wires right into the switch your old mirror light used, so it is often a clean swap. And here is one straight from you. Several of you asked, why do modern homes not have a recessed medicine cabinet anymore? And you are so right to ask. A cabinet recessed into the wall with a slim mirror door hides your toiletries and medicines behind the mirror, at eye level, instead of scattered across the counter or buried in a low drawer. It saves the counter, looks sleek, and uses the empty space inside the wall that is otherwise wasted. Like the niche, it is simple to frame in while a wall is open, and a real project once the wall is closed. If your vanity wall is ever open, put a recessed cabinet in it. Now let us talk about the features that protect you, where a little planning today saves a great deal later. The smartest thing a contractor can do for your future is something you will never see. It is called blocking. When a wall is open during a renovation, before the drywall goes back up, they add solid wood reinforcement between the studs. It costs almost nothing and takes a few minutes. And it means that at any point later, you can mount a grab bar, a bench, a fold-down seat anywhere along that wall into real backing without opening anything. Standard drywall will not hold a grab bar when someone leans their weight on it. It tears right out. So you either add the blocking now for almost nothing, or you open the wall later. If your walls are open for any reason, ask for it. It is the cheapest insurance in the whole house. And that leads straight into the bars themselves, which I know is where some of you tense up. I saw the comments, grab bar, no thank you. I understand the reaction, but stay with me, because the product has completely changed. Today's grab bars are designed to look like towel bars. Brushed brass, matte black, satin nickel, sleek and architectural. I have installed them in high-end renovations and had the client's own friends compliment the hardware, with no idea they were looking at a safety feature. This is not about age. A wet tile floor is slippery for everyone, guests included. And the people who plan for them early, with that blocking already in the wall, never regret it. You do not even have to install the bar today. You just make it possible to, easily, whenever you want. Now, we are getting into the features people respond to on a completely different level. The ones that make a bathroom feel like somewhere you want to be. Let me be honest about the freestanding tub, because you were honest with me. A whole group of you left the same comment, and you are not wrong. It is a genuine pain to clean around. That gap between the tub and the wall collects dust and is awkward to reach, and a few of you actually ripped your tub out to make the shower bigger and have not looked back. That is a completely valid choice, and if you never take baths, do not let anyone guilt you into keeping a tub you do not use. But here is why it still earns its place for the right home. A freestanding tub is the single feature buyers respond to emotionally, not rationally. People walk into a bathroom with a beautiful tub and their whole body language changes. It reads as a retreat, it photographs beautifully, and in many markets it leads the very first line of the listing. So here's the honest rule. If you take baths and you have the room, it is one of the most valuable things you can add, and leaving a little extra floor space to clean around makes all the difference. If you do not take baths, put that square footage into a bigger, better shower instead, exactly like those of you in the comments did. Both are right answers. It just depends on how you actually live. Speaking of how you live, here is the feature almost no one regrets: heated floors. Picture stepping out of the shower on a cold morning onto tile that is gently warm, like it has been sitting in afternoon sun. The people who have it call it the most loved feature in the entire house. It installs under the tile, which means the only window to add it is when the tile is already coming up. The heating element is a modest cost compared to the tile job it goes under, but ripping up finished tile to add it later costs many times more. Now, one of you raised a fair warning, and I want to address it honestly. You heard of heated floors failing after several years, forcing a tear up of the tile to fix. It can happen, and here is how you protect yourself. Use a quality, well-reviewed system, insist on a warranty on the heating element, and make sure your installer tests it before, during, and after the tile goes down, so a fault is caught while it is still fixable. Done right, it is one of the most reliable and beloved upgrades there is. Done cheaply, it is a risk. So do it once and do it right. And that brings us to the one people regret skipping more than anything else on this entire list. The curbless walk-in shower. Here is the one that genuinely surprises people. Not because it is complicated, but because of a belief that is simply not true. A curbless shower has no step, no curb, no lip. The floor sits flush with the bathroom floor, and the water drains through a sloped floor and a linear drain. In most homes, there is no major engineering to it. A tile contractor who has genuinely done one before can execute it. So why does almost everyone still have a curb? Because they assumed it was harder than it is, and because no one told them how many problems that curb quietly creates. It is a trip hazard you step over every single time, and that matters more as mobility changes and every time a guest uses the space. It also breaks up the floor visually, making the room feel smaller. The curbless version runs the tile continuously into the shower, so the space feels larger, reads seamlessly in photos, and is easier to clean. But here is the most important thing I will say in this whole video, and it comes straight from one of you who clearly knows their stuff. A curbless shower is only as good as the contractor who waterproofs it. This is not a job for someone who has never done one. Because there is no curb holding the water in, the moisture barrier cannot stop at the shower entrance the way it can with a curb. It has to extend well beyond it. The floor slope has to be strong enough to carry water to the drain, but gentle enough that it does not become its own slipping hazard. And a second drain, running along the length of the shower opening, is a very smart addition. It might break up your tile a little, but it can save you thousands in water damage and save you from mopping the floor with your towel after every shower. So if you do this, and I think you should, do not just hire the cheapest bid. Ask the contractor to walk you through exactly how they will waterproof it. Ask for the list of moisture protection steps, and check the work as it goes in before the tile covers it up. Get it right. And a curbless shower is the feature that makes people walk in and ask, why did no one tell me about this before? Well, now you know. So there they are, some features and one thread running through every one. Each is cheap and simple to add while the work is already happening, and expensive or impossible to retrofit once the room is finished. The whole game is timing. Whenever a wall, a floor, or a fixture is open, that is your moment to decide, and I want to thank you, honestly. Because so much of what made this video better came straight from your comments. You caught the things that matter. Now tell me your score. How many of these does your bathroom already have? Be honest, plenty have 0, and that is completely fine, because now you know exactly what to look for.